Okay, watch this here. She's going to a great big stretch. Waking up in the morning. Well, actually, she was already awake. I'd already fed her here, and this is later, so after that. Okay, MB Moose Lover here, and this is where I'm actually editing this backwards, and I'm doing narrative on the second part of 2 parts I got to put together for this video, so it's confusing when I'm narrating it here because Groundhog already was chewing on the apple and didn't really want the strawberries, and then I found this was really interesting here. I've been wondering about the gender of my groundhog, and now they're female, and I'm starting to believe that it's a female. We had one here, I don't know if it was last year, but maybe the year before, it had young ones. We didn't see them very often. They were off skittish, and every now and then, well, even the adults were skittish. I mean, they'd be feeding in the backyard, but if you were there, they would just take off and go hide under the building or into their den. And now she's gathering up leaves here, so she's making a nest. I say she because I'm assuming that it is a female. She doesn't look pregnant to me. I mean, I don't know what a pregnant groundhog looks like. I mean, she don't look overly pudgy, but unless it's a really well, trained male that's making a nest. But I haven't seen 2 groundhogs here, so unless the female's hiding, she's showing up later. I doubt it. So, I mean, it's been in there all winter, I would imagine, and, so it's, it must be, I did check it today, and, excuse me, I checked today, and they do have their young in April, and sometimes May, so here we are, second week of April. So, excuse me again, yeah. So anyway, I decided once I saw that she was taking leaves and hauling them, she actually grabbed a bunch there and, put them in the hole. And she's got such tight quarters down in there to maneuver and everything, and she's having a hard time getting into these holes. I mean, there's 2x4s, there's little floor joists there that are 2x4s, and there's cross pieces, and you reach up underneath there, and I don't know how she's getting through there. I mean, it's just unbelievable how tight it is, and the ground is frozen down in there. I dug them out here some, and I couldn't even do much with the right one because the ground is all just ice there. And but here there's some logs, and that give it a little bit more room. And so I dug it out a little bit for her, and piled some leaves up there so she would have to haul in there, and she's going to stick her head out here and see what I'm doing. And she was a little confused as to all the ruckus around her house here, but so anyway, so I just tried to make the openings a little bit bigger there for her, and she had like scratches on her back there and her fur. It looked like where she's been crawling underneath all of these little rafters that are underneath this building. And it's just a 2x4 frame and 2x4 joists for the floors, but I mean, it's only got like barely a foot of space underneath of it, and I don't know where a den is in there. I mean, it could be in the middle. I don't know where it is, but and I don't know how deep she'd be able to get down. The ground here is pretty hard. I mean, and the dens have been there maybe for years, and maybe she didn't make the original one. She could be a relative, descendant of the original, because I've been here since 1990, I think. I have my house built here. So anyway, I'm just fooling around here a little bit, and just kind of gives me something to film. And anyway, she get more used to me all the time here. she'll come out when I scratch the side of the building, and then sometimes, she'll stay out there now, as long as I'm not being too, animated, and, if I'm still and, I don't make any sudden noises or anything. I'm standing right behind the camera here on most of this, I think. A lot of times I just go away and let the camera film, but I think here I was actually right behind the camera, because if I just leave it and let it record all the time, it just makes the file so long and so a bit much bigger files for me to put into my editing program here, and my computer's really full, so I'm trying to stand there and shut the camera off as much as I can. As you bring a file in, it's as big as it is, so the computer has a harder time running it. Anyway, I've got this part. This is the second part to what I filmed today, and I'm going to go back and go over the first part again. I already put it together, and then I'll do some narrative on it. Do it in reverse order here. Okay. This is when I was cleaning the other entrance. And this one is really difficult. It's really frozen. I could have got some hot water and poured it down. I didn't want to get it all like a puddle there. There was a puddle there, ever since the snow went off, there was a puddle in there. And she'd have to go through the water every time she'd come out, and that's why she used the other one. But there's ice right here now on the ground, and I just couldn't get down too far. I'll dig it out a little more here once it thaws out a little more. But I suppose she feels maybe it's a little more exposed, She's a little more exposed this way with the logs not covering the holes, but it's just impossible the way she was getting in and out there. I don't know how she was doing it. Now I'm stuffing some leaves up in there for her, just because she was trying to get leaves in there for her nest, so I thought, well, I'll shove a few in there for her. She's like, what are you doing? You're violating my home here. She's mad at me or not. I don't know, I think she's like, they're almost like, they'll make like a real sharp bark. It's a kind of alarm sound when they're really scared or nervous, and she didn't make the little bark, but it was like her body was making it. It was almost like, intruder, intruder. She's not making the whistle. They have like a whistle. It's really loud, like a whistle, warning for the young ones, or almost like she was doing that. It was like silent. It was like a silent warning. I don't know. She's pretty pudgy there. I suppose she could have young ones. I don't know how big they are when they're born. I know they're born hairless. Kind of like blind, I think, I remember I read it there. I'm pretty sure they're blind too. Just like mice. And I don't, like I said, I have to look it up and see how big they are when they're born. But if I don't know how many they have either. If only 2 or 3, or if she was only having a couple, I could see, it wouldn't weight her down too much. But she's looking it all over now. She's, I got a little better doors there, maybe might work, maybe it's not so bad. You got a lich there, and then I'm gonna maybe go gather up some more leaves to make my nest. She don't know what to do. I'm there. She's like, if you'd leave, I could do my work, but and I think she was kind of, I like to think that she was thanking me there. And she appreciates it. She don't like strawberries very much, though. I gotta get her some like leafy stuff, like Swiss chard or something like that. I think she'd like that even better than cabbage. No, stand at attention. Giving me the salute. Later, maybe much later.